Welcome to Sleep Secrets, the podcast that decodes the science of a good night's rest. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben. So, Alex, have you ever had one of those days where you're just, dragging yourself to the finish line, and then you lie in bed at night feeling completely wired?
Oh, yeah. It's that tired but wired paradox, right? It feels like our bodies and brains are on two totally different schedules.
That's the perfect way to put it. Because honestly, they often are. And that brings us to the first, and I'd say arguably the most powerful secret to better sleep. Light. Specifically, how light programs your body's master clock.
You're talking about the circadian rhythm, right? It sounds so complex. Can you translate that for us?
Absolutely. Think of it as a 24-hour operating system for your body. And the most important command to start that system each day is morning light.
Okay.
Getting even just 10 minutes of sunlight in your eyes within the first hour of waking sends this powerful signal to your brain that says the day has begun.
Okay, so it's like pressing the on button for the day. But how does that help you sleep at night?
Because it sets a timer. That morning light signal tells your brain to start producing melatonin, the hormone of darkness,
Right.
about 14 to 16 hours later. So that morning walk is literally like taking your sleep vitamins for tonight.
Wow, so a better night of sleep actually starts the moment you wake up. I love that. So if light is our first major lever, what's the second?
Okay, the second is temperature. To initiate that deep, restorative sleep, our core body temperature actually needs to drop by about 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's so interesting because my instinct is always to get all warm and cozy to fall asleep. Are you saying that's wrong?
It's a very common misconception. A cool environment is actually your best friend for sleep. The sweet spot for a bedroom is somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 15 to 19 Celsius.
That's surprisingly cool. So how do we work with that biological process instead of against it?
So here's a great biohack. Take a warm bath or shower about 90 minutes before bed.
Okay.
Now, people think it works because it's relaxing, which, it is.
Yeah.
But the real magic happens when you get out. Your body temperature rapidly cools down.
Wow.
And that drop sends a powerful time to sleep signal to your brain.
A warm bath to cool down. It's so counterintuitive, but it makes perfect sense. Okay, so we've got light to set our clock and temperature to initiate sleep. What's the final and maybe most modern challenge we need to tackle?
Right. The final secret is mastering our digital environment. The fact is, nearly a third of adults are sleep deprived, and our phones are a huge part of the problem.
The classic doom scrolling in bed until midnight. We've all been there. It's the blue light, isn't it?
The blue light is part of the story, absolutely. But some recent studies argue that the mental stimulation, the outrage, the drama, the planning from the content we consume is just as, if not more disruptive. We're keeping our brains in this state of high alert.
So it's a double whammy. You're telling your brain it's daytime with the light, and also that there's a problem to solve with the content. So what's an actionable rule book we can follow here?
My favorite is the 10-3-2-1-0 rule. It's a simple, evidence-based countdown to bed. 10 hours before bed, no more caffeine. 3 hours before bed, no more big meals or alcohol. 2 hours before bed, no more work. 1 hour before bed, no more screens. And 0, that's the number of times you hit the snooze button in the morning.
Right.
Because it just fragments your sleep.
Light, temperature, and a digital wind down. They're not just separate tips.
Exactly.
They're an interconnected system. Using morning light helps you feel sleepy at night.
Yep.
A cool room helps you stay asleep.
Right.
And avoiding screens protects the whole process. It all fits together.
Exactly. It's not about achieving perfection, but it is about understanding the system and just making small, consistent adjustments.
So here's a question we'd like all of you to think about. Of the 3 levers we discussed, light, temperature, and a digital wind down, which one feels the most out of sync in your life? And what is one small change you could maybe experiment with this week?